YouTube, how's it going? Frogs Angels is back with some Week 7 score predictions. We predict scores every single week. We also have weekly pick'ems with fellow Frogs Angels members. So that's up already. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. If you need a second opinion on the team you're putting money on, go check it out. Got multiple different predictions there. Follow our Twitter, Frogs_Angels. Great content there. Links in the description. We're also partnering with FanDuel. Some links in the description for that. If you're going to play FanDuel, go ahead and use our links. That'll help us out. Much appreciated if you use those links. But let's see some scores. Basically, I predict the scores before looking at the lines on the game. I think it kind of helps. Broncos Cardinals 20-17. I got the Broncos winning. We still need to see more of the Broncos away. Not too good of a team away. Much better at home. Cardinals, man, they're really struggling. They could win this game. I'm predicting a close game. I see the line is Denver -1. So I have, looks like I would like the Broncos in this one, but pretty close. I'm starting to get more and more confident about the Broncos, though. I think they'll be able to run the ball very well. The Cardinals have the worst run defense in football. They let the Vikings, who had the worst run offense in football, they let Latavius Murray run for 157 yards. Broncos got a good duo, Phillip Lindsay and Royce Freeman. They will run wild in this game, and they'll win the game. They will win the game. I still think it'll be a little close. Cardinals could get a win at home here. But, yeah, I'm starting to get more confident about the Broncos. Titans and Chargers. Titans 16, Chargers 24. I'd probably just stay away from this game because it's in London. Bottom line. Weird stuff happens over there for the most part. But the Chargers are the better team. Titans got to figure it out. It is hard to see the Titans losing. Would be 3 straight now. Kind of hard to see that. But the Chargers are rolling, and they're better, I think. They're -6.5. But again, it's the London effect. Something weird going on over there. I guess the thought of being in a different overseas, I guess, being on a plane for several hours going over there and practicing, warming up over there. I guess there's a lot that goes into it that people don't realize, so I guess that's why it happens. Different players may be okay with going overseas, just adjust better, I should say. So I guess that's why it happens. Kind of makes sense, but yeah, wouldn't touch it. Patriots, Bears, 28-20. I got the Patriots winning. It's tough. It's hard to play the Bears in Soldier Field, and it seems like the home team has the advantage in a lot of games this season. That's how it should be. But I think the Patriots are the better team. Khalil Mack's a little beat up. I think he'll play, but him being a little beat up means, and the Patriots having one of the best offense lines in football, means they may not be able to get Tom Brady. He's good at throwing under pressure. He's good at getting the ball out of his hands quick. They also have a good running back duel. I'm confident the Patriots will win because I think they're just better, and Khalil Mack being beat up. So I got them winning by 8. And they're only -3. So it is tough. We've seen the Patriots kind of blow it to the Lions in Detroit. Could be a similar situation in Chicago, but that was earlier in the season. I like the Patriots, but can't rule out the Bears. Patriots -3. I got them winning by 8. Also, interesting thing that I just saw is that both these teams obviously have very good offensive lines, and both of them have the fewest offensive holding penalties in the NFL, and they have it's insane. The Bears have 2 on the year, and the Patriots are right there, 3 or 4. So I think the Bears game is getting to the quarterback, and there's a chance they may not be able to do that. So that's really the main reason I like the Patriots, and Big Tom's on the other side. But again, in Soldier Field, anything could happen. And Danny Provolone will be at the game. When he's at the game, good things happen for the Chicago Bears. So we'll see if he's the good luck charm. We'll figure it out. Bills and Colts, 13-24. Colts just found out Derek Anderson's actually starting. There's nothing funny about that. I think maybe that'll help him a little more than Nathan Peterman starting, honestly. So maybe this could be a little closer, but the Colts at home, the Colts will have much more offense. I like the Bills' defense. Bills' defense is solid, but I think it's no longer defense wins games, defense wins championships. I think it's offense wins both of those things. So I like the Colts at home. They're -7.5. Maybe that's too much to put on a kind of a below-average team like the Colts for them to have -7.5, but I got them winning by 11, so you make the call there. On to the next 4 games. Lions 20, Dolphins 21. Yes, that close. I didn't know what to do with this one here, honestly, even picking straight up. I'm hoping Tannehill plays for the sake of my pick, but there's no line. I don't see a line on this game. That's probably why, because they don't know if Tannehill is playing or not. It could be a pick 'em. I'm picking the Dolphins to win. The other 3 guys on the straight up picks picked the Lions. I was the only one that picked the Dolphins. If Osweiler plays, I think the Lions will win. I don't see Osweiler winning 2 straight games. Lions have looked good, but they're much, much better at home than they are away. This one's in Miami, so if it's pick 'em, I'm taking the Dolphins, but probably wouldn't touch it. It's up in the air. Vikings 28, Jets 24. The Jets look pretty solid. I think this will be a close game. It is the Vikings minus 3.5, so it's right there with my score. So I'm kind of surprised. I thought the Vikings would be favored by, around the touchdown maybe. So I'm a little surprised by that. So it may be too close to call. I think Kirk plays a good game in this one. I think Kirk Cousins plays a good game. I think they'll be back to struggling to run the ball unless Dalvin Cook's 100% healthy and he gets a lot of snaps. But I don't know I think he'll play, but I don't know if he'll get that many touches, So I think the Vikings got to win on their passing game. I think the Jets will be able to throw on the Vikings. Their passing defense hasn't been that great this season, starting to get better, but Mike Hughes goes down to an ACL injury, so that doesn't really help the situation. But I got the Vikings winning by 4. Too close to call, though, with that line. Panthers 27, Eagles 31. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. One of the other guys on our Pick'em show said it'll be a low-scoring game. So, this season's got us all, 50-50. They got to split here. So, but we were in agreement that the Eagles would win the game. They're at home. They're starting to pick things up. Panthers defense ain't the same. -5 for the Eagles, so probably another one that's pretty close. But the Eagles are a team that really, they don't lose at home. They lost to the Vikings at home, and that was like their first loss in a long time. So I don't see them losing at home again. I'm pretty confident about the win, but I'm not too confident about them winning by a touchdown or more than 5. It's going to be close. This week's another hard week for these games. Browns and Bucs, another game that can go either way. I got 28-23 Bucs. They're at home. That's pretty much what it is. I think Winston, another week out there, I think he gets a little better. I think you can throw on this Browns defense. You're not going to be able to run too well on them. The Bucs defense, you can score on. I think 23 is a good amount for the Browns, though. More team. The Buccaneers probably let up more than that many points a game. Just fire the defensive coordinator. Maybe that changes things. Maybe it lights a fire under the defense players' asses. I don't know. But I'm feeling the Bucs at home. I think Winston has a good game. I got them winning by 5. They're -3. Not too many games I really love this week, to be honest. There's always a few games that I really like each week, and not too many so far. Texans 20, Jags 21. Maybe a little bit of a hot take. A little bit of a hot take here from me. I think a very, very close game. The Texans are bombed. The Jags are not. Jags are home in this game. I think they're better. They're struggling to score. To beat the Texans, you got to score some good points because they're going to score on you. It's tough. It's the Jaguars are maybe the toughest team in this situation between them and maybe the Cowboys, who they happened to play last week, because you don't know which Blake Bortles is going to show up. You just don't know. Like with the bad Blake showing up, you can honestly score 3 points. No, they're not going to score 3. You can honestly score 10 points, 13 points. The good Blake Bortles, you can score in the 30s against the Texans defense. And then which defense is going to show up? The good defense, the good Jags defense we see most of the time, are the one that gave up 40 points to the Cowboys offense, who is struggling, one of the worst in the league for points per game. So the Jags are weird. I think they'll win this game. Honestly, I think they'll have control most of this game, even though I have them winning by 1. I think they'll have control. I think it could be like a 21-10 situation, and then in the fourth quarter, at some point in the fourth quarter, we see a 21-20, gets a little scary. That's just kind of my feeling. I don't know where I come up with the stuff. I watch all the games every week, so I guess that's where, but that's just my feeling, so that's what I put out there. The Jags are -5, wouldn't touch it. They're scaring me lately. Saints and Ravens, the game of the week. This number 1 scoring offense versus the number 1 scoring defense. And I said offense beats defense these days in the NFL, but it's in Baltimore to kind of even that thing up a little bit. And something I also say is the home team, He has a big advantage in today's NFL. They always had an advantage, but it's bigger than ever. So this is a game, maybe the game of the year so far. The Chiefs Patriots, you could say that, but that's just all offense. It's good to see number one offense versus number one defense. I got the Saints winning by 3. The Ravens are -2.5. Kind of surprised about that. So you could take the Saints there. The Saints struggled to score against the Browns earlier in the year, but then so did the Ravens. But I think the Saints one is a little too early. But what happened there? What happened against maybe a similar type of team? The Ravens are definitely better, even though they lost to the Browns. Similar style team. The Ravens much better defense, but it's a tough game to pick. But I think offense trumps defense this season. I said that with the Chiefs over the Jags. This one is in Baltimore. They're going to bring the blitzes, but the Saints are very good at picking up blitzes. Why? Because they have a good offense line, but mainly Drew Brees is good at reading defenses on the line, good at making adjustments. Pretty confident about the Saints, but I do think it'll be close. Ravens could lock down Michael Thomas, but Drew Brees is good at making some random receiver look good. A guy like Cameron Meredith can do well. We'll see. I like the Saints, confident they'll win, even though it's in Baltimore. Close game, though. Rams 30, Niners 13. Yeah, this is what we expected the score to be last week with the Niners against the Packers. But the Rams, I think, are, good amount better than the Packers. They're better. I don't want to say a lot better, but they're better. Similar teams, though. Similar style teams. So the Niners can score at home. They can score. But I think the Rams just make this out of control early, and that's the difference between last week's game and this week's game. So I got them winning big there. I believe it was Reggie Wayne, I heard, said the Rams are going to lose their first game of the year. Kind of surprising. We'll see if he's right. -9.5. That's a lot of points, but it looks like I have them covering that. Cowboys, Redskins, maybe I mentioned in the straight-up picks, probably the hardest game to pick of the year. Between this one and maybe the Dolphins-Lions game, hardest game to pick of the year. I went with the home team. The Redskins are good at home. It's a tough field to play on, but if the Cowboys offense from last week shows up, they're going to win the game. That's plain and simple, bottom line. That offense shows up, they're going to win the game. They're away in this one, though. Tough place to play. I got them winning 21-17. I think they can. The Redskins are good at running some clock. The Cowboys are, too. They're good at running some clock, keeping the game tight, but controlling the game. Both teams good at that. So I take the home team in the tough situations. They're -1.5. Probably another one I wouldn't touch. But the Redskins are good at home. I tell you that. Tough place to play on is that FedEx Field. Next few games, only 2 more left, actually. Bengals 28, Chiefs 31. High-scoring game. I don't see it being any lower than this. Really another home field advantage. And I think the Bengals have the better defense between the two, but the Chiefs definitely have the better offense. Even though the Bengals' offense is impressive this year and they can put up points, if the Bengals were home in this game, I would probably take the Bengals, just because I think that at home I think they score more than 28 points easy. I think the Chiefs, regardless of where they're at, they're scoring around this many points. That's just how I feel. Obviously, they're better at home. I think the defense plays better at home, so it holds the Bengals under 30 points. The Chiefs are -6. Too much, in my opinion. Giants 24, Falcons 27. Boatload of injuries for the Falcons, but they're home. They're playing a team that's just a mess right now. I think the Giants will put up points, but it's just not quite enough. 27-24 Falcons. And what is the line here? -5.5. Ugh. Another one I feel like I wouldn't touch. I feel like I said that about a bunch, so people may be a little disappointed, but it's a weird week, weird year, scary week. Just remember that the home team is winning now more than ever. I said that. I predicted that kind of going into the year because it kind of happened last year, and there's actually statistics out there that prove it. Home teams are winning. And 2 weeks ago, I had my best week of pick'ems, and I picked a lot of the home teams. And last week, I kind of went against that, because there was much, much better teams were the away team. So I picked the teams that I thought were much, much better, and I still think they are better, but they were away. It's tough playing away. But there's some here and there's random teams that just lose at home. Like, how did they lose at home? Like, it kind of randomly happens. So, home team, home teams are looking good. Bye week, as you see, we first week with four teams with the bye week. And there's our Twitter right there. Frogs_Angels. Good stuff there. A lot of talk during games, college, NFL. Maybe stuff you'll see on there before it reaches the videos. So go ahead and follow that. That's going to do it, though. We got plenty of content during the week. We got Friday live streams. Everyone's support's been great. We're trying to reach 10K subscribers. That's our goal right now. Clicking the like button will be much appreciated as well. That's going to do it for this one. Stay tuned for more. Plenty of content to come.